What's good, Reflection? What's good, what's good? What's good, y'all? Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods, man. Reflect the life from the honorable prophet, Elijah the Christ, man. That y'all take in the vibes. Mason, what's up with you? That y'all take in the vibes. It ain't nothing but space and greenery on this chance of opportunity, y'all. You feel me? Nothing but space and greenery. There's no way that you can't get in tune with nature here. There's no way that you can live against your nature here. You feel me? Just even coming out here is peace. You don't hear no cars moving past. You don't hear nobody honking the horn. Nothing. Nothing but peace and quietness. Peace and quiet. Peace and stillness. I look at the trees, man. Look at the trees. The trees, they in tune with the subconscious mind. The trees can't go against nature. Nothing in nature goes against nature but human beings. And that's what this download gonna be about, man. It's gonna be about the problem with nature. The problem with nature. And like Chi teaches us, there's nothing wrong with nature. There's nothing wrong with this nature. The only thing wrong with nature is human nature. Yes, human beings are the problem on the planet. Human beings are the cancer on the planet. Humanity is the vessel through which God is using itself to experience her creation through. Why are we living out of tune with our mother's creation? Not our father, but our mother. So with that being said, y'all see the title, it say Yuga cycles. We having solar storms this whole year, Mason. This whole year we going through solar storms. And I'm going to break down that too in this download while we at it. Just because you said something, I appreciate you saying that, Reflection. You feel me? Look at the trees and how they stay still. They don't get up and go to work. They don't get up and go to the grocery store. They sit right here and allow Mother Nature to provide for it. So the Yuga cycle. First, we have to understand the nature of reality. And I don't know if y'all study the 5 sciences that Chief has given us, that God has given us, but they are astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, and grounding. You got to understand the nature of reality. The nature of reality is holographic. This is all quantum, nigga. We going quantum right now. As soon as I turn on this phone, let's go quantum. Because life is nothing but a projection of light. Subatomic particles, atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons. And in the middle of those atoms or those subatomic particles is what they call 99.9% emptiness. But it's not empty. There's nothing empty about an atom. It's full of void. It's full of darkness. It's full of melanin, right? That foundation through which everything comes from. So life is a projection of you. The first hermetic principle is all is mental. The law of mentalism. We are all just a mind, and we are all thoughts within this infinite being that we live in called God, right? Our mother in heaven, our mother Lucia. Now, in order for us to understand the cycles of consciousness or the Yuga cycles that we are in, we got to understand the mind that we are in. While you may believe that you have your own thing going on and you live in your own life and your ego or your astrological program specifically allows you to think that what you are doing, it's separate from everything else. Because when you raise your arm, the next person don't raise their arm. Since you can't control your subconscious mind like you can control your body, you think that what you are doing is separate from everything around you. But that's not it. You are not separate from anything around you. We have to ask ourselves, right? Because we talk about God. And this is the age, this is the Yuga cycle that we are in. the cycle of consciousness where we begin to get closer to God, and when we live in pure truth, pure divinity, pure enlightenment, and in alignment with God, with our higher self. So we gotta know, we gotta ask ourselves, well, how did God create everything? Flute, what up? How did God create everything? God created everything. If you look in any religion, Islam, God said Fayanakum. Christianity, God said let there be light. In any book, any religious text, any religious doctrine is going to tell you that God created everything through its or through her divine will. God spoke everything into existence. But ask yourself, where do words come from? Where do words come from? Words come from thoughts. So when God said, let there be light, God thought everything into existence. Go read John 1 verse 1 in the scripture. It's going to tell you that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the same in the beginning was the Word, and nothing that has been made without the Word has been made. But we know that words formulate from thoughts. So instead of saying words, let's say in the beginning there was thought, and the thought was with God, and the thought was God. And the same in the beginning was the thought, and nothing that has been made without thought has been made. God created everything through her thoughts. We are living inside of God's imagination. Hashtag GIN. We are jinn. We are a part of God's imagination. We are not separate from what God is doing. We are not separate from God's imagination. We are all different thoughts and different frequencies vibrating on different frequencies of that one being and that one mind that we are living and existing in. This is a God's dream. We are going through cycles or Yuga cycles of consciousness within God's mind. So we got to understand the nature of reality. Before we understand our nature, we got to understand the nature of reality. Us understanding the nature of our reality will help us go into what we are, because you can't know who you truly are unless you know where you are located. And this is one of the divine questions that God gives us for us to break the matrix, for us to see the glitches in the matrix. These are glitches in the matrix. We got to ask questions. Where are you located? Are you inside of your body? Are you inside of your arm? Are you inside of your chest? Are you inside of your leg, your kneecap? You inside of your big toe? Where are you located? Well, they say that we located on Earth. Well, where is the Earth located? They say that the Earth is located in the Milky Way, in the solar system. Well, where is that located? Where is the solar system located? Science today will teach you that the solar system is located in the universe. And then you got to ask further questions. Where is the universe located? The universe, they say, is all-encompassing. That's what they say. The universe is all-encompassing, and there's no specific space or location or point of reference for us to know where the universe is at. So with that being said, we don't know where the fuck we are located. So how can you have knowledge of self without first knowing where you are, without first knowing where you are located, right? For instance, you have neuron cells inside of your brain. In order for them to understand what they are as a cell, they have to understand that they live inside of your mind first. And life is fractal, and this is what's going on with us. We are neuron cells. We are conscious beings. We are thinking beings. We are neuron cells inside the mind of God. The universe is located in God's imagination. The earth is nothing but the nucleus of a neuron cell that we make up inside of God's brain. We live inside of God's mind. And once you know that, then you can understand, oh shit, I'm a thinking conscious being. All is mental. I have the ability, we were made in the likeness and image of our mother, right? Oh, I have the ability to think my reality into existence just like God does. We have the same abilities. We are living inside of God's mind. So with that being said, understand that this is God's dream, God's imagination. Now, what up? And we are going through different yugas, different cycles inside the mind of God, right? Right now, we are in what they call the Kali Yuga, the Iron Age. This is the dark age where It's full of nothing but ignorance. You feel me? That's what you see going on the planet. It's nothing but ignorance in this age. Materialism. Everybody's full throttle on their ego. Everybody's full throttle living and existing in separation and don't even understand what separation is there for. And this is the age we're in, man. So when we think about human beings going against nature, which is the body of God that we live in, this is the base reality for God's dream. In order for us to get in tune with God, we have to first get in tune with nature. Understand that God is a woman. And when you came out of God's womb, when you came out of your mother's womb, she put you on her breast to sustain your life. After she took you off her breast, she gave you to nature. She gave you to Mother Nature. Mother Nature is your higher self. Everything that you drink, you eat, your house is made out of nature. Your car is made out of nature. Mother Nature is still sustaining you. And we are living out of tune with that because we think that because science today, white supremacy today, which is all of the sciences that we have been given today are actually philosophies. They're not based in any truth or any facts. It's all speculation. And science today teaches us that human beings are not animals. They teach us that human beings are not a part of nature, and everything that we are doing is separate from nature. It's 8 point something billion species on the planet. Human beings make up 0.01% of the species on the planet. Yet everything that we are doing are destroying the very ecosystem that we live in. And this is what happens when we go into the Kali Yuga, the Dark Age, the Iron Age, right? Think of the four Yuga cycles, like the 4 seasons, because everything is based off of nature. The Yuga cycles that they had in Hinduism is based off of nature. It's based off the cycles of nature. Any religion, any spiritual doctrine is based off of the interpretation of nature. The people who are studying it is their interpretation of nature. So look at the cycles of consciousness, the Yuga cycles that we go through, like the seasons. The Iron Age, which is the Dark Age, which is the age that we are in, or that we are just coming out of. We're at the ending of that age, because we're in the age of Aquarius, which is the golden age, which is the age of enlightenment. That's what we're going into. But we're coming out of that dark age. Now look at it as seasons, like Chi teaches us. You got fall, winter, spring, and summer. Spring will really be the first season, right? Spring, it starts off with Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And if you look at the symbol of the Aries, it looks like a vagina. Like, if have you ever seen the diagram of the uterus, the vagina, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries? Yeah, the symbol of Aries looks just like the vagina. And that's the beginning of all life. That's the beginning where all life springs into existence. But we're coming out of the dark ages, right? Which is that winter phase. Winter is that last phase of being on a planet with no life force, being on a planet in darkness. The fall is the beginning of that darkness. We fell from consciousness. Human beings fell from consciousness. We fell from our higher self and descended into our lower self and forgot and went to sleep and forgot that we are a part of God's imagination. We are all God. But we forgot that. And this is why we are going through pain and suffering on the planet. We forgot that we were one with everything. And that's why you see human beings going against each other. We at war with each other. We destroying the very planet that's sustaining our equilibrium. Why would you do that? Do you understand that you are made up out of 50 trillions of other cells moving as one unit? And when one of the cells in your body decide to go against the nature of you, it becomes a cancer. It becomes a malignant cell that goes against the equilibrium of what you are. This is what human beings are doing on the planet. But it's not for no reason. It's just not happening by chance. Everything is in divine order. Everything is in divine timing. Peace to the gods. God, the dreamer, the avatar of the reality that we live in, right? In John 3:16, it says that our Father gave her his only begotten Son, but it's really our mother. our mother gave her only begotten son, S-U-N. And whoever is to be alive or believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life, have eternal life. The most honorable prophet, Eligio to Christ, is the dreamer and the avatar of this existence that we are in. He is the son of the mother. He is the first son that came out of our mother's womb to help us become enlightened to what we are and what this reality is. And throughout the cycles of consciousness, right, you got the spring, the summer, then we go into fall. The dreamer, our mother in the form of the black man, the Eligio Bishop, the dreamer, God falls asleep, right? When God falls asleep, so does the rest of us. We all fall asleep as well. These are cycles, repetitive cycles that we are going through, that we need to understand so that we can live in tune, so that we don't feel like, oh shit, this is just happening to me. No, nature is happening through you. Everything that you are doing, nature is happening through you. So we fail from consciousness because God had went to sleep. God went to sleep. And so we as the subconscious, as the figments of God's imagination, we went to sleep as well in that fall period. And we went through a phase of darkness where we were disconnected from our source, disconnected from nature, disconnected from life itself. In the fall and the winter time, what happens to all the trees? What happens to all the leaves on the trees? All the mammals? Well, the life force in fall and winter time, it migrates, it leaves, and it goes to another reality. It goes to another region within God's mind. Life falls asleep here. But now we in springtime, summer. Everything's springing back to life. And that's what the golden age is about. The golden age is about us waking back up. God is waking back up. Why do you think everybody is talking about spirituality? Everybody wants to know about God. Everybody wants to go outside and get in tune with nature. Why do you think that this is happening? You think that these people are just randomly waking up? No, they're not just waking up. The dreamer has started to rise and awaken within the dream. So we too would begin to become more conscious and more intelligent. In the dark ages that we're just coming out of, the fall and the winter season, we live in separation. We live in separation. And separation can be good and separation can be bad because there's polarity to everything. But when we went into the dark age and we fell from our higher self and we began to live in separation, this is what caused the cancer on the planet, right? Somebody mentioned something about solar flares. Well, during that fall, that sleep cycle, when you're asleep, certain genes and genetics inside of your DNA is turned off and deactivated so that you can survive in the season that you're in, right? That's why you see the leaves falling off the trees during the winter and the fall season, because certain genes has been turned off so that they can survive elsewhere. They can't survive in this climate. They can't survive in this state of mind, in this state of being. So, the solar flares, what they are doing is the sun sends out two codes. Those two codes are being sent out to all cells inside the body of God. Everything is a living cell. Everything is made up out of cells. The two codes that are being sent, the first one is for the cell to repair itself, and two, for that cell to self-destruct. That's what the solar flares are doing. So in the age of enlightenment, the golden age, the sun has come in human form, right? Not just the sun that's a symbol for our conscious mind in the sky, the sun in the form of the Christ, the sun in the form of the Messiah, right? The ego, Eligio, the being that has came into shape and form in the flesh as our mother in heaven to give us the codes. And depending upon your astrological program, that's going to determine or not whether or not you can receive those light codes and repair your DNA, which is your mind. Or if not, you're going to self-destruct. You're going to become extra cancerous on the planet, and you're going to be an example to the subconscious as what not to do, because life is going to Life is going to teach you through pain and suffering. And that's what we're going through. We're going through pain and suffering because we decide to live in separation with what is. We are everything. And when you know that you are everything, you are no thing. And we are all trying to be something. We all trying to be entertainers. We all trying to be rappers. We all trying to, all type of shit. When you are trying to become something, when you are everything, that's where separation comes in. That's where the ego comes in. And you start playing and living out through your lower self. But remember, separation is an illusion. You're not separate from the tree. Your relationship with the tree is your relationship with God. So it's not wise and it's not intelligent for you to full throttle live in the illusion of separation, because you are everything. You are everything. But we live against nature, man. We live against life. We live against our own nature. And the pain and suffering that we are going through on the planet is going to activate and awaken us to truth. Pain is the greatest teacher. So we got all these floods happening, all these natural disasters, which is really nature taking its course, right? Nature is going through global warming. It has a fever just like a human body does. And it begins to heat up through solar flares. And it begins to activate the immune system of the planet. Black people are the immune system of the planet. We are the most intelligent beings on the planet. We are the ones that can get most in tune with nature and teach every other human species how to live in tune with nature, with our mother. So the cycle of consciousness that we are in, that we coming out of, has allowed us to live in ignorance. It has allowed us to see an enemy in our reflection. Remember, nothing in nature goes against itself. No other species in nature goes against itself. You don't see a flock of birds going against themselves. You don't see an army of ants going against themselves. You don't see trees fighting against one another. Human beings are the only ones doing this. That's how you know we sleep. Because we are literally all different versions of the same being. But in this age of consciousness that we coming out of, we're going to understand that. We're waking up. This the wake up, y'all. This the wake up. No more living out of tune with life. No more not being human. You cannot be separate from nature. You are nature. Reflection. You are nature. Literally. You are the elements. Solid, liquid, and gas. Your bones, check this out. Your bones are made from the sun. Right? The ultraviolet radiation from the sun gets received by your body, and your I think it's your thyroid. Your thyroid gland produces calcium in the body so that your body can produce bone for your structure to exist. Inside of your bones, there's a red protein blood cell called hemoglobin. This is what captures oxygen from your environment and sends that oxygen, which is really consciousness, to the rest of the cells in your body so that you can thrive. You are bone, blood, and breath. Your blood is made inside of your bones, and your oxygen is being made in your red protein cells. You are literally nature. Literally. Look at your hair. Look at the trees. You are a plant. You are a tree. If you turn your body upside down, your hair will be the root, the communication center through which you connect to the earth. Your head will be the hair bulb or the root of the tree. Your arms, your legs, everything else are limbs, just like a tree. You are nature, reflection. You cannot be separate from nature. Everything that you are is nature. We are the sun in human form. So how can you let science today make you believe that we are separate from nature? No, what you are doing, nature is doing through you. You waking up today, it's nature waking you up. You going to sleep, it's nature making you go to sleep. You eating, it's nature making you eat. We are not separate from God. We are not separate from the creation. We are not separate from the subconscious mind. And that reminds me, because I got a lot of 12th house energy. So my life and my existence has been one of coming to terms with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind rules 95% of the reality. If you are in tune with the subconscious mind, then you are in tune with God. That's the primordial waters of Nu, that quantum unified field of infinite possibilities. That's what the subconscious is. And we are only conscious of 5% of what's going on. We think that we know everything, but you limited to what your ego and what your astrological program can perceive. And whatever you can perceive, it is God's way of perceiving life through you to experience her creation. So we waking up, man. This is the golden age, the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment. Peace to the gods. Peace to all the gods and the goddesses. We waking up, y'all. We waking up. Go outside, tap in. Go outside. Go get connected. Get out that box. You're not separate from this. Nothing in nature goes to the bathroom and go drop his pot or empty his cup on the toilet. Nothing in nature is walking around with shoes on. It's in tune. I love myself. I love myself. And then we got to understand what I love myself means. Look at the word. Look at how we spell myself. Look at how Chief teaches us to spell myself. MYCELLF. It's a subconscious reminder that you are a cell made up out of 50 trillions of other cells living within a cell infinitely. The earth is a cell. It is the nucleus of a neuron cell inside of God's mind. We are cells that make up the earth. Everything is cells. So when we say I love myself, it's just not you saying I love myself. I love me, I love myself. No, it's you saying I love myself. Myself. Because all of this is you. You have to understand reflection through the observer's effect. That within your reality, which is a fractal piece of God's imagination, we are the observers of our reality. Life would not exist without us observing it. Life only exists contingent upon us observing it through our 5 senses. So the very fact that you guys are looking at me, that we are all looking at nature, the plants, the trees, the sky, it's a projection of your mind. If you close your eyes, I don't exist no more. But when you open your eyes and say, let there be light, you begin to observe me again. You begin to project and observe the thoughts that you are consciously having. And that's how reality works. You are not separate from nothing. You are not separate from your external reality. The external is the internal, like she teaches us. So why would we move as if we were separate from our Why would we move separate as if we were separate from nature? That's not intelligent. But it's okay because we went to sleep, y'all. We went through the Yuga stages. We went through the bronze, and then the iron age, which is the dark age. That fall and that winter season where we go completely in darkness. And when you live completely in darkness, you are disconnected from your source. You live in ignorance. You don't know that everything is you. You live in the illusion of separation where your ego doesn't allow you to utilize your reflection or your external reality as a source for you to love yourself through. Because let's not get this shit. We need each other to love each other through. Right? Life would be so boring if we just knew that, oh, I'm you and you me. No, that's what makes life unique. That's what makes life so magical, because we all have different personalities, different personalities of the sun. And that's what makes life so amazing, that we get to experience God through this form. You feel me? Look at this. You get to experience God through me. We get to experience God through Chief. We get to experience God through this tree, through this flower. You feel me? Life is very amazing, but we gotta understand the nature of reality so that we can get in tune with it. Until we understand nature, right? Because if you go look up the definition of nature, it'll show you that nature is the control and compelling force of the universe. We have to become scientists. Science is the study and observation of nature. When you're studying your astrological program, you're studying nature. When you're studying biology, you're studying nature. When you're looking into your reality and studying your environment, it's all nature. It's all you. You mirroring yourself back to yourself for you to be shown what to do or what not to do. And now is the time for you to be shown how to live in tune with the equilibrium of the body that we live in, of the mind that we live in. You feel me? So fret not. Everything is happening for a divine purpose. Everything is happening for a reason. Nothing is happening by chance. There's no coincidences. None of that. You are really not in control. You really not in control of what's going on. We really not in control of what's going on. God is in control of what's going on. And I want you to know, lastly, that what you are doing, nature is doing through you. So whatever you are doing, it don't even matter. It's meaningless. It's all a part of the divine plan for us to get back in tune with God. Whether you going through a path of pain and suffering, or you going through the path of righteousness, it's all leading you back to source. All roads lead back to the source. God. You feel me? So understand that, reflection. Understand that. Understand that. The age of Aquarius. Why are we in the age of Aquarius? What's so important about the age of Aquarius in this golden age that we are entering? We'll understand that Aquarius is the water barrier. It's a man pouring out intelligence, pouring out water and information upon the collective. Aquarius rules the collective mind, the collective masses. Water is information. It's intelligence. So it is the Christ, right? The Christ pouring out intelligence and information onto the collective so that we can awaken from this dream. But you can't wake up from this dream without absolute truth. You need absolute truth to wake up from the dream. Absolute truth is what is factual. Actuality. Actuality is the state of existing within reality. The reality of this existence that we are in is that life is a dream. And for you to be living in actuality is for you to understand that you're dreaming and that you are asleep, and that in order for you to wake up in this dream, you have to have absolute truth. Your third eye, which they call your third eye, which is really your imagination, your mind's eye, has to be open. It has to be activated to truth. That's why Chief teaches us that it's important for us to reprogram our subconscious mind and protect our subconscious. There's things playing in the background of your mind that you're not even aware of that's enabling you to live out of tune with God's creation, with what's sustaining your life. Programs like go to work, programs like go to school, all this stuff makes you live out of tune. What animal in nature do you see sending this child to school to understand what it is, to learn about what it is? You don't see that. That's just show you how ignorant we are. If you want to learn how to live in tune with life, just study nature. Just study nature. Just go out into nature. It's a feeling. Like the fact that we outside right now and we looking at a lot of green, the psychology of the color green is putting you at balance and peace and stillness, harmony and harmony with the equilibrium of the planet. You can't live out of tune here. There's no McDonald's out here. There's no billboards out here. No fucking no big what's you call this called? Yeah, they billboards. No stop signs, no traffic lights, nothing out here telling you to obey the regiment of the system, of the matrix that's in place. Everything's saying, hey, be free, be natural, exist just as you are. So reprogram your mind. And I suggest that everybody do the 5 sciences: astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, grounding. You got to understand these sciences. These are the complete sciences that will help you get in tune with God, that will help you understand this reality that we live in, which is God's dream. So human beings are the problem on the planet. There's nothing wrong with nature. The only problem is human nature. And the issue is that we went to sleep. There's really no issue. There's really no issue. Because this happens every cycle. We go through these cycles of consciousness all the time. So there always has been a period where we lived in ignorance, where we lived in the darkness, where we were disconnected from God, and where we decided to go against each other, war with each other. Oh, that's what I was saying too. It's funny because human beings, we don't have an enemy. We don't have a natural enemy. You know how some animals in nature, they have a natural enemy? Humans don't have a natural enemy. So we go to sleep and begin to make enemies out of each other just so that we can go through pain and suffering, just to remember that, oh shit, we are all God. We are all each other. And if we knew that, man, life would be all right. If we knew that that we was all the same being, a part of the same being, life would be okay. And that's what we waking up to. I was just walking around and I'm seeing people homeless, sleep on the ground, hot as fuck. How is it millionaires and billionaires all throughout this system, and we got people out here homeless that don't have shelter, that don't have food? That's a problem. That's a sickness. When one of us is fucked up, we all fucked up. And that's how we got to treat this. It's one mind, one self. There's no separation between you and I. I am you, just in a different parallel universe than you. My astrological program made me look and sound a different type of way than you do. But that don't mean I'm different from you. We bleed the same. We breathe the same. We breathe the same oxygen, my nigga. The same sunlight that you getting, I'm getting the same sunlight. The same oxygen that you get, I'm getting the same oxygen. The same water, I'm getting the same water. When you put your feet on the earth, them electrons, the frequency that you get from the earth, I'm experiencing the same thing. How can we be separate from each other? Look at my hands. We shape the same way. How can we be at war with each other? There's only one race of human beings, and it's called the human race, like Chi teaches us. But we like to live in division. We all got different languages. We got different cultures, different lifestyles. They done put titles about race into the mix. This all is to keep you confused and keep you distracted from the fact that we are all God. But you don't see no other species in nature with a different dialect. All frogs speak frog. All lions speak lion. They're not speaking different languages. There's not division between them. And that's what we have to understand as human beings. Because we are animals. We are part of the great ape family. The bonobo ape shares 98.7% DNA with us. We are apes, reflection. We are animals. Why aren't we living like animals? Why are we living like, oh, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Asian, I'm Japanese? Why are we living like that? Oh, I speak Spanish. Oh, I speak French. I speak Swahili. What? And then on top of it, it's like we need separation in order for God to experience His creation through you. Right? Without separation, you couldn't be you. God couldn't express and experience herself through you. So separation is needed, but not to the point where we start to cause division and begin to war with each other and see each other as enemies. Because the only enemy is the inner me. It's the inner you. It's the part of you, that shadow part of you that don't understand that it's connected to everything. You feel me? So we waking up, y'all. Give y'all some more vibes real quick before I hop off of here, man. Go get in tune. Go get in tune. Go get in tune. Life is your riches. Life is your riches. The ancient Egyptian proverb states that the shortest and quickest road to knowledge itself is through what? Who knows what it is? What is the shortest and quickest road to knowledge itself? It's through nature. But first you must understand your nature. Understand that you are a cell made up out of trillions of other cells living inside of God's mind. You have a nervous system. Your hair is your nervous system growing out of your body. You are literally a dendrite cell, a neuron cell, a thinking, conscious being. And guess what? Just as you have been projected into this dream to experience reality, to experience God's creation, God is also inside of the dream experiencing her creation through the form of the black man, the Eligio Bishop. So in this age of Aquarius that we in, this golden age, God is here. God is not an invisible, dead white man in the sky. God is a living, breathing, walking black man on the planet right now. Nature boy is God, the son in the human form, our mother's first son. And he is here in the dream to wake us up. And whoever is to get in tune with the consciousness that he brings, the Christ consciousness, shall have eternal life, shall live in tune and in harmony with Mother Nature, with Mama, forevermore, man. So with that being said, man, reflect the life from the most honorable prophet, Eligio the Christ, the all-seeing I3. Peace to the gods.